Hello everyone, it's Aliyah Orozco and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very special episode for you guys. We have a very special guest, the one and only Jaysse Lopez.
How are you?
Jaysse!
Thank you for having me.
We need to be like Ellen. I want to be like, Jaysse, come on down! Woo! I wanted to play a little fun game today. We're going to play a quick rapid fire question, but around sneakers and around boxing, because you guys, we met last week at the Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin fight, so I know you're a boxing fan. You said you've been going for about 15 years now, so I think these are some questions you would know.
Yeah, I'm terrified. I'm going to get all these wrong.
Oh, I'm ready. Okay, I want you to blind rank these 5 current fighters. So you're going to put them...
I'm gonna ruin this. Okay, they're all gonna hate me. It's gonna be funnier if it's people I know.
Oh shit.
And then they see.
Okay, this one is Ryan Garcia.
He's last on my list.
Number 5.
He's not even on my list.
Okay, he's number 5. Terence Crawford.
Is Gervonta on that list? Man, he's like 1, but it depends on the day. If Gervonta's on that list, yeah.
Well, lucky you, Gervonta's the next one on the list.
So they're 1, 2, and I'm not mad at where you decide to put him.
What about Jake Paul?
He's above Ryan Garcia.
Jake Paul's number 4.
Yes, because although Jake Paul was never taken serious and still isn't necessarily taken serious, he's a better ambassador for the sport than Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is making a mockery of something that has been around for thousands of years, right? Hundreds of years. He doesn't respect the sport. He's like, everything is a game to him. And he's talented, and you give leeway to that. But I don't respect or condone the stuff he's doing outside the ring, and it's impacting the way he's looked at inside the ring.
Did you see that he just got
suspended for a year? I wish they would have done more, because I wish they would have fined him and taught him, coached him on what he said about Caleb's wife is like insane. No husband should hear those words put in those sentences the way that Ryan did about Caleb's wife, let alone see that on social media on the scale that Ryan put it on. So yeah, he's not on any list for me.
And the last name I have is Devin Haney, so that means he'd be at 3. So like Terence, Gervonta, 1, 2, Haney 3, Jake 4, Ryan 5. That's a pretty good order.
Ideal, like 1 through 5.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You have to have Bud. You have to have Gervonta. You definitely have to have Benavidez. I like Loma still. I really like Loma a lot still. I mean, there's a lot of great up-and-coming boxers that just like we haven't seen them enough on, like in the limelight, that I think are gonna be better boxers than some of the big faces and names. But Crawford is like rare, because Crawford is like of the cloth of like, he'll still fight anybody, he's not running from anybody, doesn't care the consequences, he's taking the fight and he's gonna win. Tank is the same way, right? Devin is still, I love him and I've known him since he's like 9 years old, like a big fan of his dad. Devin is a businessman. Yeah. Devin is an athlete. Devin is very smart, but Devin understands his tools and he knows his limits. And I think that he's going to protect.
What about the Canelo Benavidez fight? Who do you think would win in that one? Because I know everyone's
Benavidez would smoke him all day, because like Canelo, like, look, I think he did a great job of being an amazing amateur boxer. There was a lot of hype behind him. They sold him. He had 10 great years of relevancy and being the face of Mexican boxing. But the reality of it is that fight would have to happen at like 170, right? 174, 175. Canelo's like only a little bit taller than me. Benavidez is like 6 foot tall.
Oh, he's tall, yeah.
Right? And so if they fought at 170 or 175, by the time the fight were to happen, Benavidez would probably swell up closer to 200. So Canelo's like 5'8", 5'9", if that, and Benavidez is 6 feet tall. So having a guy 6 feet tall and then having 25 to 30 pounds on you, there's just no way he wins that fight. So I don't blame him for not wanting to fight.
Yeah.
But it also sucks that he doesn't have the heart to explain, like, listen, guys, I would fight him if he was 3 inches shorter or weighed 20 pounds less. This guy's going to kill me. He doesn't want to end up retarded, so I get it. You
Yeah,
know?
no, I think he said like he'll only do it for like 200 million or something.
Yeah,
like
and I think that if they offered him the 200 million, he still wouldn't do it.
300 million.
I don't think there's a number in protecting your brain.
Who would you say is the most exciting fighter to watch in today's boxing world?
I think one of the most exciting fighters that's going to happen, just because he's pure entertainment, is Blair.
Oh
Love
my
that
gosh, he is great. Blair Cobbs.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got a crazy story. He's got a really great, I don't know if you know his backstory.
No, I haven't heard his whole story yet.
Insane story.
Really? Okay.
Insane story that he's got to tell it to you. But I think Blair is a great ambassador, and it's like going to bring a lot of new eyes on boxing. And I'd like to see him continue to grow into what I know he's going to be. So.
You mentioned Gervonta Davis and Terence Crawford. That would be like a dream matchup. Obviously, like Gervonta would have to go up. As a boxing fan perspective, what do you think that fight would be like?
Man.
That'd be a crazy one.
That's a fight that I would love to see, but I don't want to see. Because I love both of those guys. I know both of them, and like someone's going to get hurt. Like there's just, but maybe, who knows? Maybe they do fight at some like imaginary meet in the middle, and it becomes like a crazy like 3 or 4 part trilogy. Like boxing needs that.
If you could only wear one sneaker for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That question has different answers based on age. So in my younger years, I would have told you Black Cement 3, the Jordan 3, all day long. That's like the most impactful, meaningful Jordan, in my opinion, of all time. That was the first real moment Jordan made sneakers look really cool.
Yeah.
Like that was generational. But now, like as I'm older and my toes are starting to do this, and my feet hurt, and I'm always walking around on concrete, Asics and New Balance, because like I got dad vibe feet, you know what I mean? So I like a good dad shoe.
I like the dad shoes too. I just got some New Balances too, and I think that they're super cute for that reason. It's
you
kind
can't
of like,
go wrong with a New Balance.
Exactly. Okay, name one celebrity whose sneaker collection you admire the most.
Wow,
Ooh.
that's a great question, because I've been fortunate to meet some amazing celebrity collectors. Oh wow, Fat Joe.
Really?
So I've known Fat Joe 30 years. Like what I appreciate about Joe is that he is persistent. He won't stop at any, there's not a dollar amount or like a restriction that stops him from getting a shoe. Like he has stuff that no one knows exists.
Really?
And then he also has stuff that like are prices that most people can't. And it's not because he's got all the money in the world. I look at it more as like he's worked so hard to be able to spend money that most people in the world can't. So he's got a crazy collection. AJ from the Backstreet Boys.
Really?
Like I helped him liquidate some of his stuff. He had a crazy collection. Celine Dion.
I love Celine Dion.
She's a riot. I love her.
I would not have expected that.
Yeah, she was shopping with us in the Hood Mall, so she's got a crazy like clothes too. Her clothing, like she was like wearing Off-White 9 years ago when nobody knew, like when it was transitioning from Pyrex to Off-White. She's
trendsetter.
Yeah, she is. She really is.
So you actually like seen like Celine Dion's like collection? Like is it in her house?
Yeah. Yeah. She's like her son's been shopping with us for almost 10 years. So that's how I know her.
What's the most you've ever spent on a single pair of sneakers?
So personally and for the store, 2 different things.
Okay, we got to get both.
For the store, like 50 grand. That's the most I spent on a sneaker for this store, and we listed it for way more than 50 grand. The highest listed sneaker that we ever had was on consignment, was 300,000.
What?
Now, I know that for yourself and some of the people that are watching, like 300,000, this guy's crazy. Who buys that? Or why would you buy that? It's a sneaker. But most people that struggle with the thought of like it being worth this much money are looking at it as just a shoe, and it's more like art. It's more like art and like folklore and like a mantelpiece. But at the same time, there's people that are into buying stuff like that and putting it on and wearing it.
Wow. Like actually wearing
Yeah.
the $300,000 shoe.
Yeah.
If you had a $300,000 shoe, would you wear it or would it be like...
Depends on where I'm at in life.
Yeah, that's actually me too.
It depends on where I'm at in life. Because you got to understand, for me, I'm the sneaker guy, so sneakers are like my gloves, and I'm like Mickey Mouse. So it's like seeing Mickey Mouse with no gloves, it would be weird. The most I personally spent on a sneaker was $27,000 for a sneaker. But when I wanted to buy this sneaker, like the day that we opened the business, I asked my wife to write down 5 things she wanted in 5 years, and I would do the same. And this sneaker was there. So when I started reselling shoes 10 years ago, this sneaker was worth like $1,000. When I opened the store, the sneaker was worth $4,000. I bought a used pair for $27,000 on StockX. Not on StockX. They were listed on StockX for like $30K. I bought them from a reseller here for $27,000. But if you go on StockX and you look at this shoe, my size is like 6 figures now. And I wear them every time we open a new store. We have an anniversary. I've worn them to fights. I've worn them to the Super Bowl. You know,
so it's like the special shoe.
Yeah.
Which sneaker trend needs to make a comeback ASAP?
That is a good question. Wow. It'd be cool to see Air Maxes like become relevant again.
Ooh, what's the most overrated sneaker release of all time?
Overrated?
I feel like you would know. You've seen like all of them.
But for me, the most overrated, because I spent so much time trying to acquire, is the LeBron 10 Cork. I spent 4 days standing in line. I bought chairs. I hired people that were homeless to rotate in the lines for me to get extra pairs. I spent a lot of money for some shoes that were retailing for like, almost 200 or about 200. And we're reselling for like $800, and now you could get them for like under retail.
You're lying.
And I spent 4 days, didn't sleep at all for 4 days. Only went home to shower, change, and then, yeah. So to me, that was like, because of a personal experience, that was an overrated shoe. But for some people, they didn't even stand in line. They were seated. They just walked in the store, got them. But I was the guy that had to experience 4 days no sleep.
Well, this was so much fun. I loved hearing.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you allowing me to be here.
Of course. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. Until next time, bye.
See you later.